Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GCP NAS. My name is Ruben Canlas Jr., or Ben C for short. I am one of the co-leads of GDG Cloud Manila, based in the Philippines, of course. Thank you so much for devoting your time to do some self-improvement with us tonight. So we've got a lot of things prepared for you. And we would love to introduce to you what GCP NAS is all about. So let me get started. Let me just share my screen. Okay, just enlarge it. So what is GCP NAS? And the best way to find that out is actually to go to the website, which is, I'm going to type it now here. Oops. So it's just goo.gle/GCPNAS, the short link, and you're going to get to the website. And basically, GCPNAS is a self-study program. And what better timing to do that than during the holidays, right? So we've got lots of time. You have free time. So instead of just doing binge watching, why not devote it to self-improvement, right? So GCP NAS is hands-on laboratories based on Qwiklabs. If you've done study jams before, then you know Qwiklabs. No? The big difference here is once you enter GCP NAS, you are get 1 month free credit to Qwiklabs, and you have access for that whole month. Okay, so we start on December the 4th, and the deadline is January 3rd. And this is the register now button, and you can go there. Okay, so what are the quests available? There are 6 in all. There are 6 required quests, but these are what you can choose from. So we suggest you, of course, begin with getting started. This will give you the foundations. And then, of course, you can pick from here. There are 6 required, like I said. And then when you finish them, if you complete 6 quests, you get swag from Google Cloud. So you saw a picture of them. And then, of course, you just click this button over here to submit your claim, and you are going to receive the swag. Okay, so why would you want to do be part of GCP NAS? First, get recognized, of course, by Google developers and get a lot of cool swag. And of course, get 1 month free access to Qwiklabs. And once you open up your free access and complete the 6 required or 6 mandatory quests, you are free to take other quests in Qwiklabs. So please help spread the word. Just use this and use the hashtag GCPNAS on social media. And again, let's take this opportunity for self-improvement at no cost. It's totally free, and you get swag. So what better way to spend your time, your holidays, than doing this? So without further ado, I would like you to watch a demo of how to do it with our Women Tech Maker representative for GDG Cloud Manila. That's Jasmine Kalma. Thank you.
Hello, yeah.
Hi, yes,
Hopefully I won't get disconnected this time.
sure.
Okay, so yeah, I'm Jasmine Calma. I'm one of the co-organizers and Women Tech Maker Ambassador for GDG Cloud Manila. So I'm going to demonstrate how to get started with GCP NAS. So I'm going to share my screen. So you So once you got the link, it's I would recommend that you access it using incognito window. So let's go to Qwiklabs. Okay, so once you access the link, just click join to enroll in this quest. Then sign in with Google. Okay, so I'll stop sharing for a bit. I just need to log in my Google account. Okay. Once you're able to log in to your Google account, you'll see here a tour of Qwiklabs and Google Cloud. So on the left side, you'll see that you can um, that you'll be given an access to the Google Cloud Labs. Then on the right side, you'll see the task that you'll need to do in order to finish the lab. Let's start the lab. So it's recommended um, to just do a quick scroll on the task that you need to do, so you won't have to take up the whole 45 minutes in doing the task specified in this lab. So
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. And I think until Jasmine joins back again, I'll probably run through what Jasmine was showcasing around, and so you'll be able to easily, quickly take notice of quick labs and then take the steps forward from there. Awesome. So what I'm gonna do, I'll showcase out what Jasmine was showcasing around, and I'll run you through the lab pieces as well, so you can get a better understanding what this whole thing is all about. Yeah, awesome. So Ben was giving a very good introduction about why GCP NAS, what's the website, where you should be, where you should go, and how you can sign up as well. So once you register yourself, you'll receive an email to your inbox. Yeah, you'll receive an email to your inbox. So let me quickly do those steps so we can get an idea. All right, so let me share my screen as well. I'll just quickly share my screen. Awesome. Cool. So I have created like a demo email also for this process. Go.gle DC pinas. All right, we are going to this. Cool. So we are in this website now, and like some of you might have registered yourself by now, and some of you might not. I think that's the reason that you are joining this webinar at the moment. Okay, so let me quickly register myself from here. As a new user, it says, hey, welcome to GCP NAS, and this is how you can request for Qwiklabs. Awesome. So my email address, the demo email address that I created is shafrahim9090 at gmail.com. So my name is Shafraz Rahim, mail, Google, developer relations probably. Okay, right. Oh, okay, it asks for my email, if any. I'm not gonna provide the email over here. I'm gonna mention it as Google. Contact number, oops, you're gonna see that. So I'm gonna give a different number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. And then I would say I'm from Manila. Job title, community manager, and I'll mark myself as, okay, I'll mark myself as a backend developer. And I heard about GCP NAS through GDG Cloud, and I go next. Institute, company, name. Go next. The final step, I would say yes. Yes, send me emails further. So once I click on the send button, I should be receiving an email to my inbox over here. Nice. So it came to my promotions tab. So just go and check it out. For you, might be into your updates tab, or sometimes it might go into spam. Also, just make sure that you check all of your links. Cool. It says the first step, use this link to log in or sign up. And it says to get started with the first lab, so that you will receive Qwiklab access, and also you'll receive 1 month free access as well. And second step is more about, I'll explain to you a little bit what the second step was about. For the moment, I'm gonna go ahead with the first step, which is please use this link to log in or sign up. And please feel free to drop your messages, drop your questions while we're doing this. We will be able to answer those towards the end of the program. Nice. So now, so this is where I think Jasmine was explained to you. So Qwiklabs is a platform which gives you learning materials, labs, and gives you like creates environments like exactly the same as it's actually spinning out the same version of a GCP account for you, so you can try out GCP technologies, get hands-on experience, and you ultimately will be able to earn badges which you can showcase in your LinkedIn profile or in social media. Cool. So first thing first, just make sure when you're doing this, when you are opening this link out, just make sure you are in the you are in the you are in a incognito window. It's because it's super important you to be in an incognito window, because it might sometimes it might kind of get confused to use which account, and then probably your accounts will be swapped, and then you'll be charged for something. So this is a completely zero cost program, so you don't have to pay for anything at all. So we highly encourage you to go and join through this link. Awesome. So first thing first, time what I'm going to do, since I'm new, I have a new email address. I'm going to click on join. Then I'm going to click on sign in with Google. And I'll go to my demo account. I click through and I say, yes, I accept. And of course, not a robot. Okay. Of course, not a robot. Please accept me. Yes, finally, they identified as I'm not a robot. Cool. All right. So as soon as I register myself, as soon as I come to Qwiklabs, they'll showcase me these are the type of activities. These are type of labs that I can do inside Qwiklabs. So Qwiklabs is a very fantastic place where you have something called quests, and there are something called labs, and there are something called courses. So what is expected from you is that you need to do at least 6 quests, which includes smaller labs inside. Do 6 quests of those, so you'll receive swags from Google, from GCP Nasty. Yeah. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to try out a lab inside a quest. So what's a quest? What's a lab? Let's try to figure that piece out. So I encourage you to go back to your email. Go back to your email and click on this link again. Click on this link again. It will show you, hey, now you have logged in, and it says 0 credits and still says enroll in this course. Yeah. So now what you need to do is click on enroll in this class. So this step was super crucial when you are getting the Qwiklab credits and 1 month free access. Yeah. If you don't go back to your email and click and came back to that exact email, exact link, you'll not be able to receive 1 month free access or Qwiklab credits. Sometimes some of you probably would have incurred some costs as well. You don't have to do. Yeah. Since I've clicked on enroll in this quest, if I go back to my, okay, let me zoom in a little bit. If I go back to my profile image, if I click there, it shows me I have received 9 credits. Yeah, I have received 9 credits. So 9 credits, how I have got that is through clicking on the enroll button. Now, what we're going to do over here is we're going to click on start lab. We're going to click on start lab button. Okay, I'm going to say I'm not a robot again. And first time what I'm going to do for the demo purposes, I will end the lab because I want to showcase that once you start the lab and once you end the lab, you should be receiving 1 month free access, because that was one of the main questions came through in our Discord chat, in our other channels, and through our organizers also. So I'm going to end the lab from here. Okay, so let me end the lab and just submit through. Cool. So, all right, this is the moment of truth. I'll go back, click on my profile image. It still says 9 credits. I don't know what's happening. Let's go there and click again inside 9 credits. Awesome. If you go back to, if you click on the 9 credits, you should be seeing that you have received 1 month free access, which is advantage subscription, which is available until 10th January. That's 1 month free access. So since you have 1 month free access, you will be able to go into the quests, these quests, and complete these quests. Yeah. So let me quickly give you what's a quest and what's a lab. Introduction to what's a quest and what's a lab. Okay, I'll go back. if I may to show you the progress. So getting started, create and manage cloud resources is a quest which has bunch of other labs inside or activities inside. Once you complete all these activities, you are considered as completed one quest. Yeah, don't worry, it's not going to take longer time, because once you familiarize yourself with Qwiklabs and how to do all these labs pretty fairly easily, you should be able to complete these labs out very easily. Okay, so I started off with a tour of Qwiklabs, but I didn't complete it. If I've completed it, there'll be a green tick over here. Yeah, so there's no green tick as of yet, which means I have not completed the lab as of yet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete this as well. Let's see if we have Jasmine back again too. Yeah, so okay, cool. So awesome. So we have Jasmine back. Let me stop sharing the screen for a little bit. Maybe I can add Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine, thank you for joining in. Shall I continue with the lab session?
Um, I think it's best if you continue the lab because
Sure.
I still keep on getting disconnected.
Okay, no worries, no problem at all. I can continue. And Ben mentioned that I should introduce myself because I just came in the middle. So my name is Shafraz Rahim. I'm a part of Google Developer Relations team, and I manage the cloud communities and cloud developer experts as well in South and Southeast Asian region. We work closely with all the communities as friends, as together, because we want to empower developers in the community at scale. So that's why I'm here helping out this webinar session. Awesome. So let's go back into the share screen mode, and I'm going to show you how to do your first lab. Cool. So, all right. Super. So we are in the first, now we are back in the, okay, why do I see as enroll here? Okay, so I'm enrolled. If I want to unenroll, I can do that too. And please keep your questions coming in, so we'll be able to take those up and answer those in our live Q&A section. And we would highly encourage you to stay tuned until the end, because we have like a awesome panels discussion session with Johnny from Google and Albert from Sim. So both of them are like super popular in the community. So please do stay tuned, and you can ask questions from them, from our celebrity speakers from who's joining with us today. Nice. So click on a tour of Qwiklabs, and then before clicking on the Start Lab section, what I would highly encourage you to do is to read through what this overview is about, and it also says what you will learn, because there's this timer, right? There's this timer of 45 minutes. If you go beyond 45 minutes, and if you have not completed the requirements inside this lab, uh, there's no pause button. Like if you sit through, you'll have to sit through. There's no pause button. If you end it, and if you haven't completed all the required sections mentioned over here, to our right hand side, so please do make sure that you complete it. But usually it won't take about 45 minutes. It's going to be fairly easy. Quickly we can complete it off. So a tour of Qwiklabs and Google Cloud. It's about giving you an introduction to Qwiklabs and Google Cloud Platform. Yeah, even if you're new to Google Cloud, if you're new to Qwiklabs, not a problem at all. Fairly easily, you'll be able to grasp what's about through this lab. So I'll show you, it's not going to take longer time, because I'm going to show you how you can get started with that right now. Cool. So let me zoom in a little bit. So as soon as you click on the start button, you'll have some fancy panel popping up saying username, password, and Google project ID. I'll show you what that's about. Okay, so in this overview, it says what is Google Cloud, and this in introductory lab will be taking a run through of Google Cloud Console that you can get an understanding. And what you learn here, learn about Qwiklab platform, learn about possible credit purchases, which is in your case you don't have to, Cloud Console, and specific credentials. Like we have like a bunch of things over here. Yeah. In this introductory lab, the first lab you should take, if you're familiar with Google Cloud Qwiklabs, if you are already experienced with Qwiklabs and Cloud Console, consider taking one of the following labs. If you are new to Qwiklabs, if you're new to GCP, this is the lab that you need to do. And if you are super familiar, you can move ahead with other labs. But if you move ahead with other labs, that probably might not complete the whole course for you. So you'll have to go through these steps as well. Okay, cool. So Qwiklab components and functionalities, as I mentioned. So there was this start lab, which starts a lab, and then there's this timer, which showcases to you how much of minutes is left for you to complete the lab. And then over here to our right hand side, it showcases what are the steps that we need to go through in this um, lab. Yeah. So we spoke about the start button, and in terms of credits, it says monthly subscription, which means for a month I can try out any amount of Qwiklabs as I require. All right. So you don't have to pay for the credits. You don't have to buy credits because GCP is providing this question stuff. Okay. So throughout this journey, you'll see there are quick questions popping up, which means like you there are like quick questions popping up just to see if you have understood the steps, or you have whether you have gone through the steps, so that you will be able to kind of not blindly go through Qwiklabs just for the sake of completing it, but rather you had an understanding and then you clicked on the option. Yeah, okay. So the first question is, this builds temporary environment of Google Cloud. This builds a temporary environment in Google Cloud. Okay, so when we click on the start lab from Qwiklabs backend, what they do is for you specifically, they spin up a Google Cloud instance. Yeah. So to log into that Google Cloud instance only, we have this username and the password. Don't use your personal email. Don't use your personal email password for this purpose, because it like we have created a separate instance for you. Yeah. So that's why this. I'll just run through in the console later in this lab. So this builds a temporary environment is Google Cloud. Was that? It is the start lab button, and we submit that. Okay, when your answer is correct, it says a green color button. When the timer reaches like 0, you will lose access to your temporary Google Cloud environment. Is it true or false? Of course, it's true. So we're going to submit as true. And some labs have tracking, which scores your completion of hand-on lab activities. Is it true or false? Of course, it's true, because whatever the steps that you are taking over here, it will be recorded. I would say it's true, and we submit it. And in order to receive completion credits for labs that will be tracking, you must complete the required hands-on labs activities. It says basically, like in order for you to kind of record yourself to be recorded as completed the quest, whether you should go through all the lab activities. It's true, and we submit it. Yes, and it's true. Awesome. So disclaimer, it's not going to be so like all the labs are not so easy as just checking true or false. It's only for the first couple of labs. The rest is going to be technical, where you'll be able to understand all these technical concepts inside. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the connection details pane, which is to your left hand side over here. Now that your lab instance is up and running, look for the left hand side like pane, which is this. It contains open Google Cloud Console, credentials, username, password, and a project ID field. Yeah, so we have a username, password, and a project ID field. So right, now we examine each of the components. Open Google Cloud Console. This part opens up Google Cloud Console, Web Console, which showcases the place where you will be going and provisioning your virtual machines, like getting access to machine learning APIs, stuff like that. So I'll show you in a little bit. So every project will have a project ID, which will be unique for you, for your specific project. And project ID is unique identifier that is used to link Google Cloud resources and APIs to your specific project. Project IDs are unique across Google Cloud. There can be only Qwiklab's certain number, and which makes it globally identifiable. So username and password, these contents represent an identity and access management service. This identity has access to permissions, different roles, which we can see in lit. Okay, awesome. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on Open Google Cloud Console. So it asks for my username, which I'm going to use is the username that is provided, student dash some number. I'm going to click on that. All right, and then I'm going to get the password, and I'm going to copy paste it over here. And I'm going to accept the terms, which is, yeah, cool. So then I'll just confirm from here. Awesome. Now we are spinning up our instance, GCP instance made for you for this particular lab. Nice. So it's loading up. Welcome, student. Yes, I'm based out of Singapore. Terms of service, email updates, agree and continue. So now, yeah. So this is the whole console that you would see. And I would highly recommend once you log in here, like click on this image, profile image, and see what's the email that you have logged in through. Because sometimes there are confusions. Your email address get bumped up with the other account, and then you try to kind of like do certain activities, and you are not able to do that. So just make sure that you have this, you have logged into your student account, and then you have your project ID. Project ID as Qwiklabs-GCP, whatever that is, because it's unique for you, each and every one of you. So let's go back and see. Okay. So there's this. So since after we come into this landing page, it'll have another quest coming in. Answer the following multiple choice question to reinvoke infos. What is the field is not found in the left-hand side pane. So we have a password, system admin, open Google Console, project ID. What's it? It's system admin. So when you click there, it's correct. This username in the left panel, which resembles Google Student Qwiklabs, is a cloud identity. Is it true or false? That's a true. Yes. Okay. Now that you have signed into Google Cloud Console, understand the basics of credentials, it's time to learn a little bit more about Google Cloud projects. Nice. So once you go into this Qwiklab panel, you would see your project ID IDs are here. You have the project name, project ID, and the project number. Project number is unique, and then you can change the project ID, project name. Along with that, project ID also might change as well a little bit, just for your information on there. And then, all right, so we know about the project ID, project name, and project number. So if you want to view all the projects that you are currently working on, you just click on here, and we can see what are the projects that we are working on. And then if you want to go and create a new project, we just click on new project, and then we can start creating as well when you are in your own GCP account. All right. So there are a bunch of things that I'm skipping through. You can run through those. Okay. Uh, okay. So every project, kind of like a, how do I say? So like every project. Now let's say you create a VM. It's attached to a project. If you create, like if you want to use a API, provision API that's connected for a project, and if you want to add a IAM role, which is identity and access management role, everything will be bundled to a project ID. Yeah, so that's the like the main organizing function. Like if you're using G Suite or maybe like an enterprise version, you will have folders where you can have folders for your organization departments, and then there'll be a organization node as well. Yeah, so which is in your case is not the case. You're using a general quick GCP account, so you'll the organization, the element of organization will be the project or the project ID. Yeah. So answer the following multiple choice questions. Okay, an organization, an entity for anything that you build in Google Cloud is a Google Cloud project. Let's click on that. And then Qwiklab resource is shared read only with all Qwiklab users, which means you cannot delete or modify. Read only with Qwiklab resources, which means you cannot delete or modify. So in Qwiklab resources, these resources are being created only for yourself. So I think it should be false. Let's see. Oh, oops. No, it's true. Okay, which means it's true. Qwiklab resource is shared read only once with all Qwiklab users, which means you cannot delete or modify. Yeah, so you cannot delete or modify in Qwiklabs. I made a mistake, so you can now understand better. And the third one, Qwiklab resources project where you run all of your lab steps. Resources is the project where you run all of your lab steps. This is the Qwiklab resources project that you see over here. This is where you will be running all your lab tests, which is true. Oops, no, it's not true. Okay, it's false. Okay, Qwiklab resources is a project where you run all of your lab steps. It's false. Keep in mind in that. Cool. So in the navigation menu, let me take you through how things gonna look like, and what are the type of activities you can do from the navigation menu. So navigation menu is the burger bars that you see over here, burger lines actually. So once you click on these burger lines, you will see like there's this marketplace. Go and check out. There are like bunch of people who have created like reputed organizations have created and have deployed solutions for you in that marketplace, so you can spin it out like very quickly and easily. There's spelling, API services, and we have categorized into different sections, also compute, storage, databases, networking, likewise. So we have like a bunch of services you can select through from here. And so you can have a look when you are doing this lab. Okay, so roles and permissions is an important part of Google Cloud, where you can assign people different roles, different levels of roles. As in, do you want to give access to a certain resource? Do you want to give a person to access to a certain folder, or maybe like a project? So you can determine all of these from IAM access management. So if you go here and click on IAM, which is identity and access management. So it showcases us like what are the current member roles are there, and then what's their role look like. There's owner role, and there's this BigQuery admin role, editor owner, likewise. So there are levels of IAM roles available. Find the Qwiklab username and sign with it. And there's this like a primitive We call those as primitive roles, custom roles. There are type of roles. So you can check out the primitive roles from here, viewer, editor, and owner. Read through these when you're doing your lab. So test your understanding, answer the following multiple choice question, reinforce your understanding. Offers quick access to platform services also outlined in the offerings. So it's in the navigation menu. Primitive rows set project level permissions and unless otherwise specified, control access management of all Google Cloud services. So primitive roles are very generic roles, not being like widely used at the moment. So probably click on, yeah, sorry, it's true. Sorry, it's true. Provide all viewers permissions plus permissions for action that modify state changing such as existing resources. That's I think an owner role. Let's see. Nope, it's an editor role. Yeah, there we go. So that's an editor role that you get. Cool. So the best part is even if you don't get it right, don't worry. Qwiklab will give you an additional chance for you to try out. And API services, go check out the APIs available in the list. If I go back here, it showcases the APIs and services and the dashboard. And if I want to enable any type of APIs and services, I can click here. Like there will be set of APIs which will be by default enabled when you start off a GCP project, and there will be multiple more that you might want to activate based on your preference and based on your project. So you can choose from here. Let's say BigQuery. Yeah, so BigQuery has an API. Yeah, BigQuery Data Trans API, BigQuery API, likewise. So different services will have APIs, so you can try it out. Cool. So it was around API, so you can check it out. And there's this Dialogflow API also. It's a pretty cool API where you can create chatbots, where you can create automated reply services, etc. Okay, that's your understanding. Follow the multiple choice question before reinforcing understanding. When you start the Qwiklabs, you need to enable APIs in your project to start working. When you start a lab in Qwiklabs, you need to enable APIs in your project to start working. Like some, for some are not. So let's see which answer is correct for them. I would say false. Yes, it's correct. So you don't have to like all the time enable APIs as soon as you join. Okay, Cloud Shell is pretty cool. Like a sort of a piece of software which is available inside Google Cloud. Because I've seen like some other providers, you have to do like a bunch of things to have a Cloud Shell enable, and sometimes you have to pay for it also. In case of Google Cloud, it's not the case. By default, you have this Cloud Shell where it's a virtual machine inside Google Cloud. It has installed the SDKs inside of that particular virtual machine, so you can easily try it out. So this is where you can activate your Cloud Shell. Just click on continue, and then it spins up a VM inside your GCP account pretty quickly. So yeah, so that's how you can get your, okay, here you go. So it shares, just check out, always check out if the username is correct and if the project ID is also correct when you sign up. Cool. So yeah, so we can run these commands fairly easily. I'll just copy and paste it over here. All right. So I'll have to authorize to do the API call from there. So okay, it gives me like authorize, who's authorized for this particular project. It says okay, this is the username, who's the user, Okay, so we see the similar output. To create a file, test.run. So we can do that too. Okay, touch text of text. If you do ls, you should be able to see that there's this text file which has been created, text.txt, um, and you should receive the following output. Yes, that we got it. And then if you want to edit it, we use nano for that. And then let's see what's okay. Okay, type in the message the following, but do not press enter. So I'll just type in, I'll just copy, paste it over there. To save file with your message, Control X, press Y, then press enter. Okay, here we go. Uh, like if you're a Mac user, it will be depending on your machine, it will differ. So I'm gonna exit from here. Okay. Sorry. All right. So gonna go back. Should I replace? Write out. No, I want to exit. Oops. Okay. Okay. Cool. See what's Control X. Press Y. Then press enter. Cool. Okay. Nice. Hmm. Having a little bit of trouble, so I'll probably close it down from here. Cool. So so once you do these activities, then you can cat it, as in you can see what was mentioned in the text, and once everything is done, what you need to do, you need to end the lab for sure. So ending the lab is super important, because sometimes if you forget to do like end the lab, then probably it will be a problem for you, because then Qwiklabs will not understand you as, hey, you have completed that piece out. So just click on end the lab, which means we are going to end the lab session from here. Once we end the lab, all right, let's see. I just have given 5-star. Okay, if I go back, if it was successful, it will show me there was a green tick. Yeah, so it was a successful session. So once after that, you can continue with the rest of the labs as well. So I'll leave it up to you, because you have a better understanding now about how things are working inside Qwiklabs and how you can get started with these spinners. If you were not able to start off, I think now you are able to start off with that as well. Cool, awesome. So let me stop sharing my screen, and we are moving on to a very interesting session with two of our celebrity speakers today. So let me quickly invite them across to the session. Okay, yeah. So we have this on. Wow, we have like bunch of questions which has come through. Now let me quickly. Awesome. So we have today joining. We have Johnny, who's a partner engineer with Google Cloud, and most of you would have met him before. He was working closely with the communities earlier as well. And then Albert, who's the CTO of SIM, and also he's also a Google developer expert on cloud and machine learning. Yeah. So without taking much time, I would love to invite both Johnny and Albert to the stage so we can have this discussion going on. Awesome. All
Hello.
right. Hey, Albert. Hey, Johnny. Great to have
Hi.
both of you.
Thank
Hey
you.
guys,
Thank you. I
can you
love
hear me
being
now?
a- yeah, I love being able to join on stage while sitting down. So this is
That's true. That's true.
Johnny is doing a standing thing though.
Yes,
So
I know. I've been sitting the whole day, so I figured it's healthier to do this one standing up now.
nice, nice.
Awesome. Nice. Cool.
Plus, I get to show off the nice shirt as well, right? So
Yes, that's true. That's true. And
I have
there's this. Yeah, and we love the background, the setup as well, Johnny. It says "I love cloud." That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty
Oh, very
cool.
good eyes. I'm glad that this that you know that my camera can show all of that detail.
Yeah, cool, awesome. All right. So, first thing first, thank you very much both for joining in, despite your busy schedules. So we can run through a couple of questions because we think this will help out our audience who have joined in with us today for GCP NAS webinar. Because there'll be different type of audiences. We kind of try to navigate through as a journey and to showcase why they should be a part of GCP NAS and why they should be learning about Google Cloud. And if they have a career aspiration in 2021, how they can achieve it as well through this activity that they're doing now. All right. So the first question goes to both Johnny and Albert. So how did you first expose yourself to Google Cloud, and what are the tools and tech you like the most? So who wants to go first?
Um, I can go. I can go because Johnny's the Googler. So I'll go first. Let's see
All
how
right.
stage me. Yeah. So my first experience with Google Cloud was before it was called Google Cloud. It was called Google App Engine, and then that was it. This was in 2008, right? 2008. This was 12 years ago. That's when I started on Google App Engine, which is now called Google Cloud. And that was my first exposure. So Google App Engine is this serverless product by Google Cloud. And it was their only product in the beginning, right? Like it was the first thing that they put out. And I loved it. I used it. I still remember the tagline, scale your apps automagically. And that has been really true. And I started at 2008. I got hooked. And until now, I'm still using Google App Engine, and Google Cloud has expanded so much. But yeah, I love the serverless stuff, the serverless product offering of Google Cloud. That's really what I've initially been exposed to. And until now, that's what I really love about it. Now to you, Johnny.
Wow, thanks, Albert. So I guess Albert is probably one of the first early adopters for the App Engine. On my case, I started using cloud. So I joined Google about 6 years ago. I was one of the early engineers based in the Philippines. I'm what they call a Google Cloud. At that time, sales engineer. Now we're called customer engineers. But since I work with partners, I just use the term partner engineer. But 6 years ago, we didn't even call it Google Cloud. We were called Google Enterprise. So I don't know if you guys remember that was like Google's way of saying these are products for offices, for productivity, not just for consumers. So they call us Google Enterprise. And to be honest, my first Google Cloud product was actually called Google Apps. So as you know, that was like the original name of what we call now Workspace. It was formerly called G Suite, but the original name was Google Apps. And Google Apps is really actually built on top of the cloud computing infrastructure of Google. That was the first time, like my favorite product until today, I tell people, it's Gmail. Gmail because it showed how we could scale on cloud. Like, I mean, like, how can you give us like gigabytes of data? At that time, Yahoo Mail was only giving me 50 MB of data, but Google was saying, nope, I'm gonna give you 5 gigabytes of email and all of your doc, and then you have docs, sheets, slides for free. I'm like thinking, how is this possible? So that was my initial entry into cloud, which when I started working in Google, I found out that Google Apps has integration with the Google Cloud platform because we use the same security system on both. So when you log in, you're actually using your Google account, which is what enables you to enforce security on your Google Apps, or in this case, Workspace. And the Google Cloud Platform uses it as well for security. So every time you guys log into your Qwiklabs, that's actually a Google account, and and you could actually put in Gmail and email and doc sheets and slides and that. So that's why I think I really got involved in cloud, was that it was actually the fundamental. It was everything. All of our products are actually built on top of the Google Cloud technology. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And I think like when the users are using Google Cloud, they're using the same infrastructure that we're using as well, right? Internally. So
Correct. Yes, it's the same thing that you guys. So whatever we use, like the Gmail, all that stuff. That's just you're using. There's no like, hey, you know what? This one is just for people outside, and this one's for Google. There's actually running in the same data center. So you're actually using everything in the servers, the storage, everything is actually at Google scale. So we don't really distinguish based on. So that's, you benefit from all our innovations.
Sure.
All of that's why when Albert was telling us about it can scale automatically. That's because it's using the same infrastructure as YouTube, Gmail, search, right? So that's why guys like Albert can just use our technology and focus on doing what they love doing, which is building stuff. So.
Yeah, awesome. So Albert and Johnny, thanks for that explanation, and it showcases that how you got in and how old Google Cloud is as well.
Thanks for emphasizing the old part.
The platform, I would say.
Okay.
All right. So the second question. Second question goes again to both Johnny and Albert. Johnny and Albert, now we have GCP NAS, which is happening for the first time. A campaign where people can self-study about Google Cloud Platform, learn about different technologies inside Google Cloud, right? So it gives like a very good opportunity for developers in Philippines. So why do you think developers, startups, enterprises should get exposed to Google Cloud, and why you think they should start using it?
So maybe since Albert took the first one, I'll take this one first.
Sure.
So,
I'll reload, okay? I'll reload, okay? You go ahead, Johnny.
Okay. So why do you think? So developers and startups. So one is, I think for developers and startups, the reason why you should start using Google Cloud is speed and scale, right? It's something that speed not just in terms of performance of your application. It's also the speed for you to set up and get it started. So that's something that you should let's for developers. What you want is to take your idea and then get it running as quickly and securely as possible. So if you adopt Google Cloud, one of the advantages is, so I get this question a lot, like, is it secure? Is it safe? Right? Mm-hmm. If you build your app on Google Cloud, so far, you are taking advantage of all of the security protocols of Google, all our technologies, all our encryption, all of that. So whenever someone asks me that question, it's like, is the cloud secure, or is Google Cloud secure? Well, I said, I asked them, like, are you using any Google product, like Gmail or YouTube? I said, yes. So see, we protect the data of 1 billion users of YouTube, Gmail, and everything. Just imagine if you build your stuff on us, you're getting that same benefit. Finally, maybe for enterprises, if there are any people in the enterprise here, reason why you should start looking at Google Cloud, aside from security, speed, and scale, is because of the breadth of products that we give you. So we are able to give you infrastructure as a service, so you can run your VMs. If you have VMware servers running on your data centers, you can easily move it to Google Cloud and run it as is without doing anything. And at the same time, we also give you the ability to do hybrid. That's one thing that we're very good at now. We have this new technology called Anthos. So Anthos allows you to run your infrastructure, we're not saying just run on Google Cloud. What we're saying is you can run it on-premise, on Google Cloud, or on even other clouds, just by using the Anthos technology. So we can show you how that's done so that you can really adopt cloud and not be locked in. So that's something that we'd love to have a discussion with you on, and that's something that why enterprise are actually talking to us, because they said, "Hey, we don't want to be locked into just one vendor. We want to be able to move stuff from on-premise to the cloud, or on both, or on multiple clouds," and that's something that we're actually doing a lot of. So yeah, that's the reason why I think people should get started using on Google Cloud. Over to Albert
Awesome.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a very enterprise answer. I think my answer will be less enterprising, right? Like not the big companies perspective, but more of like the smaller companies, individual developers, small teams kind of perspective. So first of all, I just want to say, if you're not yet on cloud, you should definitely be on cloud. Like at least be on the cloud. Period. Now, why Google? If you would choose from a cloud, like I chose Google. One reason that I have is Kubernetes. If you've heard of Kubernetes, that was built by Google. It's released as open source, but that's spearheaded, I think, even until now. Not
Yeah.
sure, but
We're part
yeah,
of
until
that.
now, by Google. And Kubernetes just runs really well on Google Cloud. And at the same time, that also showcases how the Google Cloud team and Google in general, their engineering team, really has this expertise in thinking about containers. And that containers like Docker, where Kubernetes now runs and orchestrates, those things Google was doing like a long time ago. I even like think about like, oh, App Engine was probably built on a very similar technology, and now it's just being exposed to the rest of the world. So I kind of like to say that a lot of the serverless technologies of Google are out there are very mature. I don't know what Johnny knows, but I have this theory that Google like practices on their technology internally. If they've been doing it for like several years, maybe even a decade, and then only then do then like kind of like they release it to us, mere mortals outside. And like then we have products like App Engine. Now we have Kubernetes, and they've been using it for such a long time inside internally. So that's kind of like what I like about Google Cloud. The second one is BigQuery. BigQuery is this. If you guys have dealt with really big databases, dealing with big databases is a big pain in the behind, right? Like it's really painful. Like it's easy to run a query and make a query, but to run it on a very big database suddenly, it's like, why doesn't technology work? It's just supposed to work. It doesn't. So until you use BigQuery and then you realize, oh wow, okay, it's back to being nice and manageable and great again. So I've only seen that in Google Cloud, and so I really like that containerization, serverless stuff, and BigQuery, all in Google Cloud. I think only in Google Cloud. So yeah, that's why I choose Google Cloud.
Awesome. So I think both of you pointed out very relevant topic areas, which is like how Google Cloud supports like hybrid implementations with Anthos, and then definitely Albert emphasized how BigQuery helps out to kind of process
Yeah.
flow and then do machine
I
learning.
just I just want to clarify because I sound like very markety here, but I want to clarify like Google doesn't pay me. All right, like I mean, for all we
Yeah.
pay Google Cloud a big bill, so maybe if I get a discount, that would be nice.
Awesome. So I think like in 2020, there was this announcement, which was one of the biggest announcement I think with BigQuery, was that BigQuery Omni, where you can have BigQuery running in other cloud providers also through Anthos. So
Okay.
these were like really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for pointing that out. So our third question is going to Johnny. No, it's going to Albert. So Albert,
Sure.
you are the CTO of Simp, and then you are a Google developer expert in Google Cloud and machine learning. So which means you'll be working very closely with developers and developer tools on a daily basis. So how do you see, or how does GCP help like developers or development process to increase their development velocity? Because that's one of the buzzwords. A lot of people talk about how we can increase developers' productivity, velocity, basically make life easy for the developer. How do you
Okay.
think Google Cloud have
Yeah.
achieved that?
I can answer this because I've been
Yeah.
using Google Cloud since 2008 and it's 2020. That's 12 years. And I've been developing on that ever since every single day, starting with just myself and then eventually to a bigger team. Nothing slows developers down more than having to deal with maintaining legacy stuff, right? You shipped this last year, this year you're working on a new thing, and then last year's stuff stopped working, and then now you have to like focus again on last year's stuff and fix that, and then
Yeah.
come back, and then over time this builds up. Some people call this technical debt, some people call this legacy code. I just call it the burden, right? The burden of the past, right? That you can't get rid of.
Yeah.
But all the apps that we built in Google Cloud, I have apps that we have on Google since 8 years ago that I've
Yeah.
deployed, and I haven't checked in like 4 years. Like last time I uploaded a new version was 4 years ago, and then I now have to like upload something new and change like a tweak because a client contacted me after 4 years saying, "Hey, remember that app that we're still using until now? We want this other feature." And I was like, "Oh, you guys are still using it? Like it has worked without a problem for 4 years that our client has been using a product every single day
Yeah.
that they even haven't contacted. It just keeps on running. These are on the managed services at Google Cloud. This is when it's on App Engine. And so I just really love that because I have developers who can focus on building, and
Yeah.
then they don't have to worry about the daily operations of that. They deploy it to Google Cloud. Google Cloud takes care of it for
Yeah.
years. And once in a while, we maybe like every 6 months or a year, I get like a random email saying there's an issue. I look into it. It's an app issue, right? Or it's like a bug with like somebody entered special characters or something. That's our issue. We fix it and then deploy it and forget about it again. Everything just runs. You have to know my life before. My life before was backing up databases, rolling back stuff, always the pain. But once we shift over to Google App Engine, we didn't have these issues anymore. And so I think to date, we have several hundred applications running on Google Cloud. And we only have a team of 30, 40 developers. So, and most of these developers don't even know that those old apps exist. So I hope that nothing happens to them. I'm sure the Google engineers are taking care of the apps very well. So yeah, that's why I can say.
Awesome. I think, like Albert, like it makes life easier for a lot of developers where you don't have to focus on the infrastructure, you focus on the code, and then also it gives you like in case if the thresholds have been hit, Google Cloud will send out an email and say, "Remind, hey, seems like you're using."
You can set budget alerts.
Yes, as well. So
Yes.
I think that's helpful. Having alerts and all those things make life easier for the developer, so that the developer don't have to like kind of go through all the activities. Yeah. So
what I do is I just shift the billing account to the credit card of the client. That's what I do. So.
All right, cool. So the fourth question, Johnny, it goes to you. So now, Johnny, do you think GCP is only for the hardcore developers? If it's not only for the hardcore developers, for non-developers, are there tools and technologies that people can try out? And what are the specific tools and technologies that you can recommend for startups and enterprises?
Okay, yeah. So yes, the original audience of our Google Cloud platform was really like developers such as Albert, which is why we really built or we exposed App Engine for them because we thought, hey, we have all these cool toys, and yes, maybe we might want to share it with the rest of the world, right? And when we're glad that everybody has been like amazed at the stuff that we're releasing. So everyone tells us like, oh my God, you have this. In our head, it's like, well, it's been around for 10 years. Like BigQuery, like when Albert talks about BigQuery, for us, it's been around for 10 years, and we have an internal version of it, and it's like, oh, you mean that thing that we use every day, like that runs at our, So, but going back to your question, the original target was the developers, but now I think we're beginning to realize that Google Cloud can help serve more people. One is in the infrastructure side of things, like running. These are for those data center engineers or those people who have to run servers, networks, and all of that stuff. So we've been slowly educating them about Google Cloud and the wonders of our not just virtual machines but our network, and they love it. Just the mere fact that it made their lives like they can take a virtual machine, put it on Google Cloud. It'll automatically run faster, and then the network suddenly improves because now they can deploy their virtual machines, whether they want to put it in Singapore, Taiwan, or all the way in the US or Europe. They can deploy it anywhere, and then they can run it like what they're normally used to. And then they started realizing, you know what? After So those infrastructure guys who need to think about maintaining servers and running it and paying the bill and shutting it down, monitoring it, they put it onto Google Cloud because we have better. We don't just keep it running, but we also use artificial intelligence to help you optimize your spend. So we actually tell the customer, hey, you know what? You're not really utilizing all of that big server that you took. Maybe you want to lower it a bit so that you can use your savings to use for something else, right? So that's one. The other audience that loves our products are the data engineers. So these are the people who love to play around with, the machine learning, TensorFlow, training artificial intelligence, bots, building chat bots, all of these things. These are the people, and the people who love to play with large. Who love playing with large sets of data, like telco data. Like if you want to see a pattern of how people are using calling and what sites they visit and all of that stuff, like you could actually do that very quickly on BigQuery. And this morning, like a data engineer, a data scientist was telling us, you know what, in the past, they used to have to maintain servers. They had to have cron jobs that would always run, that they monitor, and they don't get the fresh data. That was before. But when they moved to Google Cloud and they used BigQuery and our serverless data pipelines are running the jobs automatically, they just like, the moment they switched it on, like what Albert said, it just kept running. So all they do now is just, okay, let me play with the data. So for those, they love using BigQuery, and another product they love using is what they call Qwiklab. So it's like a IPython notebook on the web. It's running, and then you can connect it to BigQuery and then pull data. So you no longer have to install a Python notebook on your laptop, right? So you just use it on the web and then just connect it to Google Cloud. Use your credentials, like your Google account. You have access to all of your data anywhere, and you didn't even have to. You don't need to have a very big laptop with a GPU to do data crunching. You just keep running. So those are the two audiences that I think that are enjoying it now. Is like the infrastructure guys and the data scientists and data engineers. So
that's true. Thanks for bringing those different type of audiences as well, Johnny. Now, apart from that, there was this video which came out on the AppSheet, which is a low code, no code kind of a platform, which was like like recently integrated to Google Cloud Platform, and I've seen that Globe in Philippines have started using it. So if someone wants to check out, if you are not so much of a developer, wanna check out the power of Google Cloud and to build your own applications. Plus, if you are kind of like familiar with app scripts, you should be able to fairly easily get that going as well. All right, so we are moving to the final question, which is about mostly on this educational piece, because like once after like everyone gets themselves familiarized with disciplinas, complete all the 6 quests, and then what's next for them. So I would want to kind of get an point of view from both of you as well. So after disciplinas, so if someone wants to become a cloud engineer who uses GCP, what are your recommended paths? Like, do you have any learning resources that you recommend? Any certifications that you think they should be taking, or any skills that they should be looking at? Because 2021 is going to be a new year, so people will have their resolutions coming up as well. So, what do you both think?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's funny you asked because I do have a LinkedIn learning course, and it's probably like the only course I've actually went through it about Google Cloud. It's called Google Cloud Essential Training for Web Developers. So that's Google Cloud Essential Training for Web Developers in LinkedIn Learning. So you go ahead, you can check that out. I recommend it. It talks about like serverless architectures, serverless products, and at the same time, like it touches on Cloud SQL, Google Cloud Storage. It touches on Google App Engine. It touches on the security, basic stuff. Basically, if you know how to develop a website, but you haven't tried doing that in Google Cloud, this course will show you how to do that on Google Cloud. The second one is I learned a lot through the Google Code Labs. I know there's Qwiklabs, but there's also something called Code Labs. This one covers stuff that include Android, Firebase, and all the other stuff. But there are some really good Google Cloud tutorials in there as well, Code Labs. So I suggest that those two, the LinkedIn Learning course and Code Labs.
Awesome. So, Johnny, what do you think?
Okay, so maybe I can share with you. So I get the privilege of getting to work with customers and partners across the region, across Southeast Asia. And the two things that they every time they ask me, "Hey Johnny, I want Google Cloud. Where can I find people who know Google Cloud? Because we need to hire them. We have data science projects. We want to move their infrastructure. We want to move it to containerize it and run it in Kubernetes." So they ask me like, "How do I find these people?" And the easiest way for you to prove that you have the skills and for them to find you is to get yourself certified. So Google Cloud has a lot of certifications now. I think when I started out, there were only like 2 or 3 certifications. Now I think there's about 10 to 12 different types of certifications. The most popular certification is actually the Cloud Architect. So the Google Cloud Certified Cloud Architect, highly recommended. It's a good fundamental. Even if you're a developer, you should take that because it gives you the fundamentals of all of the technologies that we have. It tells you a little bit about BigQuery, infrastructure, network, which is going to be really useful for your career. The second one is the data engineering certification. If you're more of like, hey, I want to be a data scientist and I want to use Google tools such as BigQuery and stuff. And if an employer says, hey, do you know how to use BigQuery? Your edge would be to show them, yes, I know how to use BigQuery because I'm a certified data engineer. Therefore, I don't just know BigQuery. I know all of the data products of Google, including Dataflow, BigQuery, and all of these other things. So my advice for you is, it's sort of like take time out. Like after you've taken all of your courses, if you've finished your quests, take a certification exam. There is, and for those who are afraid of like exams, like just like you freeze about exams. My little tip for everyone is, if you don't want to take the main exam first, there is always a free trial exam. It's sort of like a short, like 20 questions. That's for free. You take it, and then it'll tell you what you did, what questions you got right, what questions you got wrong, so that it allows you to say, oh, okay, I'm very good at, let's say, BigQuery, but I'm very poor at data pipelines and processing. So that's what you study for your exam. And it also removes the whole fear of failing. Like, oh, it gives you that little confidence that, hey, I could actually do this, or I just need to learn a little bit more, and then you can pass the exam. And best of all, a lot of these people have been taking exams. We actually publish some tips and tricks, not only on our website, but even on GitHub. There is a repository in GitHub with some really useful resources of how to prepare for the exam. So that's my tip for you guys. If you wanna get hired quickly by companies looking for Google Cloud experts, get yourself certified.
Awesome. So actually, that concludes our Q&A section today. So I think we have to say goodbye to Albert for.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Albert.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Albert, for joining in.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. So let me add, now we are moving on to the Q&A section. So I'll add Jasmine to the chat or the stage now. All right, so we can quickly go through a couple of questions which came across in the chat section. So cool. So Clark has this question. Do we need to post our public profile on social media platform in order to get the swag? And how many quests do we need to finish to get all the swag back? So Clark, to answer your question, so you need to do minimum 6 quests out of the 11 quests which mentioned over 11 to 12 quests mentioned in the website. Like pick 6 that you wanna kind of go through, and then you will be able to, once you complete that, submit your profile. There's this form that has been also mentioned in the email sent to you, and also that's also mentioned in the website as well. So definitely submit your profile before the deadline. That's how we can evaluate that. All right, so Celine has this question. After completing the first topic conquest, i.e. tour of Qwiklabs and Google Cloud, I should get credits. So Celine, if you went through the kind of the steps that we followed, it has steps followed. Please do follow those steps. So you will be able to get 1 month free access, and before that you will receive 9 credits, so you can complete any of the labs inside the first quest itself. So Noah has a question, but I may need a little bit of help from Jasmine and as well. So let me quickly add that into a
Okay.
banner and share it.
Uh,
Add a banner. Okay, here you go.
okay. So Noah's question was, what are the trainings needed? Um, what are the trainings needed for us to get the swag pack? Yeah.
Okay, so similar to Clark's question, you need to complete the 6 quests mentioned in the website. So let me quickly showcase that to you again, so you can get an idea. So these are the quests available. Those are being mentioned over here. Pick 6 from here. Like getting started can be one. Like if you want to do like first 6 quests, completely fine. If you want to pick and choose a couple of it, just do 6. Then submit your profile, and it gives you 1 month free. Like the team will evaluate your profile and then send you across swags. Yeah, so I think that's clear. Let me go back and then stop sharing my screen. Nice.
So next is P is asking if registration for GCP NAS is still available.
Yes. So see, it's still available. So we can like anyone can register. There are lots of there's time until I would say at least end of this December. Try to register yourself and complete this quest. Registration is not closed yet. You have time. Even right after this session, go ahead and register yourself. So you'll be able to get started with GCP.
Okay. Next question is from Masquerade 16. It's similar to P's question, but then this one is asking if when is the deadline for completion for
So
GCP
the
NAS.
yeah, so the deadline for completion is 3rd of January 2021.
Okay. So far, these were the questions sent in our YouTube channel.
All right.
Um, yeah, what some of the questions were answered through comments.
Yeah, nice. So I think um, um, that actually, like, I think this whole session was helpful for all of you who joined today, and it's really clarified every area. And if you have more questions, please do comment in our GDG Cloud Manila YouTube channel, or YouTube channel, the video link, or maybe in the Facebook as well. There's a Discord channel that you can join, so there'll be people to help you out. So ask questions. If you have anything need to be clarified, just join in as well. So I think Johnny joined in with us. I was giving a very good like overview into Google Cloud, why you should be using Google Cloud, how you can get started with Google Cloud, and also how you can learn about Google Cloud further as well. So with that note, we would love to thank Johnny for joining with us, and get Johnny to have dinner after this session, so that he can continue with the rest of the work. Thank you very much, Johnny. Let me move you to the backstage. Thank you very much. All right. So that actually concludes the webinar for today. And thank you to all of you who joined today's session, and which was organized by GDG Cloud Manila. And so I would love to thank our organizers, Jasmine, Ruben,
Thank you
and
as
now
well,
to our
Shafraz.
yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much. And to our speakers as well who joined in with us today, Albert and Johnny, for taking us through like very important areas in terms of Google Cloud. So with that note, we would love to wish all the very best to all of you. And do make sure right after the session, if you are new to GCP NAS, get yourself registered, get started with activities. Don't postpone it. Get started right now. And if you have already registered, got some questions going on, please do make sure that you continue with the activities, and there'll be lots of help that you can get The Discord chat channel will be sent out to you in the email once you register yourself. So join there, ask questions. You can clarify yourself, and then Ruben, Brian, and Jasmine is doing a fantastic job in Manila, hosting developer activities. They are bringing all these opportunities together, and GCP NAS is a collaborative effort between GDG Cloud Manila, GDGs in Philippines, and then developer student clubs as well together. So all of you can be benefited by attending all these activities and events also. And if you are a student, if you weren't able to be a part of this session, or if we ignited some of the questions today, there will be another webinar session happening tomorrow, organized by Developer Student Clubs Philippines. Join there as well, so you'll be able to learn more from a student's perspective over there. So, with that note, we would conclude, and thank you very much for joining. Have a nice evening. Stay safe until we meet again. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you everyone. Stay safe and healthy.